start off our show today, but when he found out that a world-famous performer was planning to come out of retirement, he invited him here to launch his comeback tour. Please welcome someone I'm sure you will recognize and who needs no introduction. So who is it?
Bright light city, gonna set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot of money that's ready to burn, so get those stakes up higher. There's 1,000 pretty women waiting out there. They're all living the devil may care, and I'm just a devil with love to spare. So viva Las Vegas, viva Las Vegas. How I wish that there were more than 24 hours in the day. Even if
Thank you very much. You know, this might be harder to do than I thought. You know, that Jerry Bullen fellow that was supposed to be here. He's a heck of a guy. I met him a while back. I was working my job. I was down in Las Vegas doing what I've been doing for a number of years. And as you can tell, the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. But I was down there doing what I'm doing at the county fair. I was selling foot-long hot dogs like I do every year. And I heard this beautiful voice singing off in the distance. And I went to see who it was. And boy, it was a handsome feller. And that was Jerry Bullen. And you know, we talked a little bit, and he said, E, he likes to call me E. He said, E, you need to come back because people miss you. And I thought, well, I guess I'd like to, but I don't think they'd like my kind of music anymore. He said, well, why don't you come back and be a country singer? You know, because they don't care what country singers look like anymore. Just think of Waylon and Willie and a few of those fellers. So anyway, he invited me here today because he said, after all, E, last couple of years, that Sonny and Cher have been there in Ryderwood, launching their comeback. And I thought, hell, if those two old hippies can do it, I can do it too. But you know, I know times have changed. We've all aged a little bit. And I especially noticed it when I went to get in my suit this morning. So I thought I'd come back with my country song here. There's Jerry over there. Jerry, come on out here. Come on. Come on out here. Oh, he's a little shy, but sure is good looking, ain't he? I stepped out of the shower. I got a good look at myself. Pot-belly, bald-headed man, I thought I was somebody else. I caught my reflection in the mirror on the back of my bathroom door. Oh, but I just don't look good naked anymore. So I ran upstairs and turned my bedroom mirror to the wall. You know, I hung it there when I was trim and tall. I used to stand there and smile and strut and flex until my arms got sore. But I just don't look good naked anymore. Well, I used to go out with the girls, I love them one and all. But now they won't get close to me, 'cause they're afraid that I might fall. Well, I went to my doctor for my annual physical exam. I stood there in the buff when suddenly he said, "Man, oh man, oh man." I said, "What is it, doc? Some fatal disease? You know, I just gotta know the score." He said, "No, you just don't look good naked anymore." Well, me and my wife had a dance routine. Everybody said it was unique. Now it's only when we're back to back that we're dancing cheek to cheek. Well, I went to a nudie beach to have some seaside fun. Stretched out in my birthday suit, just soaking up the sun. When somebody yelled, "Hey, there's an old white whale washed up on the shore." Well, I guess I just don't look good naked anymore. Yeah, my arches fell, my waist went to hell, and my butt's dragging the floor. No, I just don't look good naked anymore. Thank you. Thank you very much.
There were 40 more. I wouldn't sleep a minute away. Oh, there's blackjack and poker and the roulette wheel.
Thank you, E. I'm sorry that Jerry didn't show up. I don't know what happened to him. But you know, I heard a story that something that happened to Jerry and Stella recently. I'm sure that they've told some of you, but I just thought I'd share it with the rest of you. They went down to Portland to the mall and did some shopping, and they both made lots of purchases, carried several bags back out to the car, and they got almost to the car, and here was a kitten dead in the road. And Jerry wasn't about to leave that kitten to be run over by a multitude of cars. So they took all of the things out of one of the bags and put it in with the others, and then he took the paper and picked up the kitten and put it in the empty bag. And then when they got to the car, they were going to leave everything in the trunk and just walk right there to a restaurant. And when they got to the car, Stella said, "You know, it's such a hot day. I really don't want to put that dead cat in the car and take a chance of it smelling. So let's just leave that bag on the trunk and we'll put it in when we come back." So they walked over to the restaurant. They happened to get a booth right at a window, and they could even see their car. And they noticed everybody that came by was looking at that Macy's bag just sitting there on the trunk. And people would stop, and they'd point to it and talk about it. And finally, one little lady came by, and she looked around, and wasn't a soul in sight, so she reached out and grabbed the bag. And wouldn't you know, she went right into the restaurant where they were eating. And they could see her table from their booth. And she ordered her food, and she kept looking over at that bag and wondering what's in it. And you just knew what was going through her mind. I hope it's a new outfit, my size. It could be a purse, it could be shoes, it could be anything coming from Macy's. And finally, her curiosity got the best of her. She scooted her chair back, picked up the bag, put it in her lap, reached in, moved the tissue paper, and keeled over. The waiter immediately called 911, and it didn't take them any time at all to come and get her. And the last thing that Stella and Jerry saw as they put her into the ambulance was the EMT guy very gently laying her Macy's bag on her chest. I want to thank all of the participants who are taking part today. It is just so nice to have people say, "Hey, I'll be in the program." And we just want to thank every one of you who were willing to be in it. We want to give a special thanks to Kate Denman and the hula dancers who came and will be entertaining us later on. A special thank you to Howard Replical for running the PA system. You know, it's not easy to have the mic for all these different people, and we just really appreciate your doing that, Howard. Gail Huff has been helping with taking tickets and a few other things that she's going to be doing today, and we want to thank Gail for that. Thank you to KLTV for coming out and videotaping our program. Now, I want you participants to know that this is not America's Got Talent. You are not going to be booed off of the stage, and you are not going to win $1 million. But we're very glad. We really appreciate your coming and doing that for us so that we can have a tape of this program. Have you noticed the curtains behind me? Those are a gift from Columbia Theater in Longview. Made that donation to us to finish off our stage, and we want to thank them for that. Jack Bailey has a habit of walking up into the mountains around town here, but he gets lost so often. And so he finally, Mary Ann decided to buy him a compass so that he'd know where he was at and get home on time. He was so excited to have that compass. He said, I'm going for a walk right now. I'll probably be back in about 45 minutes. About 5 hours later, he came dragging in the house. And she said, what happened? And he said, I got lost. She said, how could you get lost? You had that compass. Didn't you take it with you? And he said, yes. But you know, it doesn't work. I know I was going north. That thing said I was going southeast. Jack Bailey, Life's Railway to Heaven.
When I first came to Ryderwood, I didn't want to stay. My wife did, but I didn't. But I just fell in love. We're like one big family here, and I just love everybody. I'll try my best what I do. All aboard! All aboard!
Ben and Jean Cornell made a trip to the Mideast a couple years ago. And they were sitting there waiting for the rest of their tour group when one of the local citizens came by. And, well, I'm going to let John and Sandy Schmidt and Jerry Brass tell you what happened, if I can get off the stage. Maybe I won't. I don't know where the middle is. The other way? Okay.
It's hot here.
Sure is
Boy,
hot.
Do you ever
It's like-
see so many camels?
No.
Never saw so many. I always wanted a camel.
I understand it's quite a status symbol.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, here comes somebody.
Good afternoon. Good to see you people visiting us here in Saudi Arabia.
Thank you.
You enjoying all of the sand?
Love it.
And I heard you say you saw our camels.
I always wanted a camel, maybe.
Oh, well, this is a beautiful place. I'm one of the head sheiks here, and so we want to make you feel welcome and enjoy the area here. Is this your wife?
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful woman. I tell you, we're always looking for beautiful women here in Saudi Arabia, you know. You know something? I will give you 100 camels for her. You know, these camels that I've got are good camels. They're well fed. They're young camels, and you could make some good money off of these camels if you would like to trade them camels for her. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, she'd make a great one to add to our repertoire of good-looking women here in this area. What do you say?
I don't know.
You don't know. What do I have to do to convince you to take those camels back to America with you and leave this good-looking wife here of yours? Well, what do you think?
I just don't think I can do it.
You can't do it? Why? You just think of those camels. You know, you had 100 camels in America. What could you do with them? You have what's your answer?
I just don't know how I'll get them back there.
Oh.
He's right here. I just need to introduce him. Just open it just a little bit and I'll just. If I can find it. Oh. Oh, fiddle. Oh, here we are. Ben Cornell singing Crackling Rose.
Ah, crackling Rosie, get on board. We're gonna ride till there ain't no more to go, taking it slow. And Lord, don't you know, I'll have me a time with a poor man's lady, hitching on a twilight train. There ain't nothing here that I care to take along, maybe a song to sing when I want. No need to say please to no man, for I have a tune. Oh, I love my rosy child. You got the way to make me happy. You and me will go in child. Crackling Rose, you're a store-bought woman, but you make me sing like a guitar humming. So hang on to me, girl, a song keeps running on. Play it now, play it now, play it now, my baby. Crackling Rosie, make me smile. And girl, if it lasts for an hour, that's alright, 'cause we got all night to set the world right. Find us a dream, but don't ask no questions, yeah. Oh, I love my rosy child. You got the way to make me happy. You and me will go in style. Crackling Rose, you're a store-bought woman, but you make me sing like a guitar humming. So hang on to me, girl, a song keeps running on. Play it now, play it now, play it now, my baby. Crackling Rosie, make me smile. And girl, if it lasts for an hour, that's alright, 'cause we got all night to set the world right. Find us a dream, but don't ask no questions. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. And we've got all night. Find us a dream, but don't ask no questions. Yeah. Ba 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 ba. We've got all night. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben. When Bobby Kernine first moved to Ryderwood, her next-door neighbor came over after a few days to make her feel welcome and to get acquainted, and they had a nice visit. And Bobby just knew this is going to be a place she's really going to like to live. And then just as the neighbor got ready to leave, she said, "Oh, by the way, my husband said he'd give you $20 for your wind chimes." And Bobby said, $20? I didn't pay that much for him. He can go somewhere else and buy them for less than that. And the neighbor said, "No, he wants yours. They're the ones that keep him up at night." Bobby Kernine singing, "You Go to My Head."
You go to my head and you linger like a haunting refrain, and I find you spinning round in my brain like the bubbles in a glass of champagne. You go to my head like a sip of sparkling burgundy brew, and I find the very mention of you like the kicker in a julep or two. The thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea casts a spell over me. Still I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. Can't you see that it never can be? You go to my head with a smile that makes my temperature rise like a summer with 1,000 Julys. You intoxicate my soul with your eyes, though I'm certain that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head. The thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea casts a spell over me. Still I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. I know that can never be. You go to my head with a smile that makes my temperature rise like a summer with 1,000 Julys. You intoxicate my soul with your eyes, though I'm certain that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. You go to my head. You go to my head. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby, and she was accompanied by Terry Teschner, as most of you know. The Foggy Mountain Boys are going to sing next, Man of Constant Sorrow. Now, did you know that Norm Price, his brother Jim, and brother-in-law Ben Cornell are all big game hunters? Did any of you know that? Well, this summer, they hired a plane and went way up into northern Canada moose hunting. And when the pilot left them off, he said, now, I want you to know that this plane, it'll only take so much weight, and so if 2 of you get a moose, quit hunting. There's no way that we can get 3 on here and get out. So when he came back a few days later to get him, there stood those 3 men, and they each had a moose, 3 moose. The pilot said, you know, we just can't do it. I told you that we can't get 3 on the plane and get off. It's just too heavy. I know what my plane will hold. And they said, you know, last year we came up here in a plane exactly this size. It had exactly the same engine. It was the same length, the same weight, it was the same make, everything about it was the same, and that pilot let us take 3 moose and put them on. He said, I know my plane, I just don't think we can do it. But if he can do it, I can do it. Go ahead, put them on. So they put all 3 moose on, and all 4 men got in the plane, and they took off, sort of. Just went barely above the trees, and pilot could see down in front of them there was a little hill. He knew he just couldn't get enough lift to make it over it, and there was an open space there, so he set the plane down. And all 4 guys got out, and they looked around, and Jim walked around, and he said, you know what? I think we got a whole mile farther than we did last year. The Foggy Mountain Boys.
In constant sorrow all through his day.
I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised.
The place where he was born and
For 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasures here
There was just one slight error in the program. We are actually the Baggy Britches boys. We ain't the Foggy Mountain boys.
In case you don't got that. Thank you.
Oh, no, where is that middle? There it is. Well, it was the Baggy Britches boy. I just thought it was going to be the Foggy Mountain boys. You just never know around here. Faye Hoxett is going to sing next September's song. Now, somebody told me that Faye wanted a new car, and she felt like she really needed a new car, had found exactly the car she wanted. But Ron and Norma Mueller are going to tell you what happened when she discussed that with Paul Van Dyke.
Well, I found the car that I want, and it's really beautiful. But I have to sell mine first. And it looks okay, and it runs okay, but it has 400,000 miles on it. So when people see that, then they don't want to buy it.
Well, that's too bad. But tell you what I'll do. I shouldn't do it, but I will knock a zero off of the end of the mileage, and then it'll show only 40,000.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
When I do that, you ought to be able to sell it, girl.
Okay. Well, then 2 weeks later, they run into each other at the post office.
Hi, Faye. Did you sell your car yet?
No, I decided to keep it.
What? You decided to keep it? How come?
Well, it looks good, it runs fine, and it only has 40,000 miles on it.
I'm just not as fast as Jerry is. Terry Teschner. He has a habit of leaving his keys in the car. And Sally Jean kept telling him, someday somebody's going to steal that car if you don't quit doing that. Well, he had gone to a meeting downtown Longview, and when the meeting was over, he went out to get in the car, and he reached in his pocket, no keys. He checked all of his pockets, no keys. He looked in the parking lot, it was empty, no car. He thought, oh boy, I must have left those keys in the car, and it got stolen. So he immediately called 911, reported the stolen car, and then he made the hard call, and he called Sally Jean and said, I guess the car's been stolen. And she said, oh, good grief, I dropped you off at that meeting today. And he said, I remember now that you did, I forgot. Well, the meeting's over, can you come now and get me? And she said, I will come just as soon as I convince this policeman that I did not steal your car. Terry Teschner, Maple Leaf Rag. No, he's not ready. Oh, I forgot Kay Faye hasn't sung yet. Well, we're going to hear from Faye. I'm sorry, she's going to sing September's song. I'm sorry, Faye.
No car, but here I am. Though it's a long, long while from May to December, and the days grow short as we reach September, and the autumn weather turns the leaves days to flame. One hasn't got time for the waiting game. And the days dwindle down to a precious few. September, November, and these few precious days I'll spend with you. These precious days I'll spend with you. And the days dwindle down to a precious few. September, November, and these few precious days I'll spend with you. These precious days I'll spend with you. Thank you. Thank you.
My apologies to Faye. I would certainly hate to have left that beautiful song out. I don't know what happened. And now we will hear from Terry Teschner playing Maple Leaf Rag. And in case you didn't know, that was Paul Van Dyke playing for Faye.
A couple of years ago, I tried this Maple Leaf Rag, and remember right at the end, I gotten through the third part, and my fingers had just kind of turned into butter, and I said, "That's it." And it seemed to me people heard something other than that. But I wanted to explain. That's what I said. That's it. So. I'm going to attempt to get through this thing, all four parts, and thanks to the Lewis County Jail and the State Patrol, I'm going to do this clean and sober this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Hawaii. The very word conjures up thoughts of warm tropical breezes and swaying palm trees, of blue waters with rolling waves, banana trees, pineapples, macadamia nuts, and a myriad of flowers like anthurium, orchids, and bromelates. A luau on the beach, complete with hulas and beautiful music. We wish we could load all of you onto a plane and take you there for a pleasant afternoon. But since we can't, we're going to bring a touch of Hawaii here to share with you. Join me in welcoming Kate Denman and her group of Hawaiian hula dancers.
We're going to do a couple numbers for you. And we are Noe no Kamauna Hula Halau, which means Mist of the Mountains Hula Group. And we're based in Longview, Washington. And we wanted to bring a touch of Hawaii to your variety show today. We're going to bring out the Perez family. This is an entire family. Mom, dad, and kids. And they're going to do a Tahitian number for you. And it's an otea. So we hope you enjoy it. Now, wasn't that great? Thank you, Perez family. Next song we're going to do for you is called Malie's Song, Hawaiian Lullaby. It's an awana, which is more of your modern hula dancing. And I'm going to bring out Mo, and we're going to do Malie's Song for you.
I can smile when it's raining and touch the warmth of the sun. And I hear children laughing in this place that I love.
Mauloa ke aloha I ka puwai hamama He uilani oi na ue malama mau Ai ai ka laie He molele I ka mauri Mauloa ke aloha I ka puwai hamama He uilani oi na ue malama mau Ai ai ka laie He molele I ka mauri
I can smile when it's raining and touch the warmth of the sun. I hear children laughing in this place that I love. In this place that I love.
We're going to bring out our keikis, which means children in Hawaiian. Okay, and they're going to do a song called Old Hawaiian Way once they get situated. There we go, perfect. Okay, so here is Old Hawaiian Way.
When the sun begins to rise in the great eastern sky and the evening stars go hiding from the day, oh, the sand and the sea, they come a-calling to me. They say good morning in the old Hawaiian way. As my spirit's taking flight in the dawn's early light, see the seagulls and the dolphins, how they play. Like a pearl on a string or a bird on the wing, it's good morning in the old Hawaiian way. Aloha, aloha, blue shells and rain, sweet as sugar cane. In the morning light you will surely see. Aloha, aloha, watch the gentle breeze
calling me to play. In the pineapple sun, that's the way to have fun. Say good morning in the old Hawaiian way. Aloha, aloha, bluefish shells and rain, sweet as sugar cane. In the morning light you will surely see. Aloha, aloha, watch the gentle breeze moving through the leaves. There's no place that I'd rather be. Aloha, aloha, bluefish shells and rain, sweet as sugar cane. In the morning light you will surely see. Aloha, aloha, watch the gentle breeze moving through the leaves. There's no place that I'd rather be.
The keikis are always the highlight of our shows. This song we're going to do is called Do the Hula. It's a fast Awana again, and it's a fun, upbeat number, and this is actually one of our first times performing it, so we hope you enjoy it.
Do the hula, do the hula, do the hula, do the hula, hula, do the hula. If there's anything you'd like to say, it's the only way you'll find that trip around the island is fun. When you once begun, tell of the moon above so high, the hoompa hoompa noopa noopa swimming by. Talk about the boys all hurrying back to the little brown gal in the little grass shack. Do the hula if you like to whisper I love you. It's the thing to do. Picking flowers, get 'em all the time. In the tropical clime, when you walk on silvery sands, you never have to talk, simply use your hands. Do the hula, go into your dance. Do the hula, if there's anything you'd like to say, it's the only way you'll find that a trip around the island is fun. When you once begun, tell of the moon above so high, the hoompa hoompa noopa noopa swimming by. Talk about the boys all hurrying back to the little brown gal in the little grass shack. Do the hula if you like to whisper I love you. It's a thing to do. Picking flowers, get 'em all the time. In the tropical clime, when you walk on silvery sands, you'll never have to talk. Use your hands. Do the hula, go into your dance. Oh yeah, do the hula, do the hula, 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 hula. Along the road to romance.
Mahalo. And Mo just learned that song last night. Our next song is called Ku'ulu Vehi O Ke Kai. It is in Hawaiian, but it talks about the nature of Hawaii. If you follow along with our hands, hopefully you can kind of get the gist of what we're dancing about, because that's what hula is. We tell a story about our hands, or with our hands and our movements. So this is Ka'ulu Vehi o Ke Kai. Okay, again, we are Noe no Kamauna Hula Halau. And no luau is ever complete without a song by Mr. Don Ho. So our last number is a Don Ho number called I Am Hawaii. We're going to bring us all out. Imua. But we want to say mahalo for having us at your variety show. And this is I Am Hawaii.
I am Hawaii. Gentle rain, wash your cares far out to sea. Can you dream and dream with me? I am Hawaii. I am the flowers with spring waters enchanted hours. Come you lovers, come to forever. I am Hawaii. I'll bring you with spring waters enchanted hours. Come you lovers, come to forever. I am Hawaii. I'll bring you love.
Oh, thank you for that great trip to Hawaii that we just had, all right? Now we're going to have just a very brief intermission, give you a chance to stand and stretch a little bit. Then we're going to just have some singing with all of us, and we're going to draw for those wonderful gifts that we've got. So stand and just stretch for just a couple minutes. Next on the program, Norm Price singing Roots of My Raising and Ryderhood. You know, Ryderwood. A few years ago, when Norm was still working, he was just ready to go to work one day, and just as he was ready to leave, Linda said, "I bet you don't know what day this is." The thought flashed through his mind, it's got to be either her birthday or our anniversary. I don't want her to know I forgot again. And so he said, "Of course I know what day it is." And he shut the door and went to work. At 10 o'clock, a florist pulled up in front of her house, a dozen long-stemmed red roses. At 2 o'clock, Macy's truck came with an outfit that she had looked at and wanted, but she was going to wait till it went on sale. At 5 o'clock, she got a phone call to meet him at a very exclusive restaurant for dinner. So she put on her new outfit and met him at the restaurant. And she said, "Norm, I am so excited. Those roses were so beautiful. And to think that you remembered this outfit that I wanted and that I liked and that you bought it for me. And now this expensive meal. I have never in my life had a better Groundhog Day."
The reason I remembered all that stuff was because of the roots of my raising. I left the 4-lane highway, took the blacktop 10 miles. Down by the old country church I went to as a child. Just past the town cafe I could see the proud old home. A tribute to a way of life that's almost come and gone. The roots of my raising run deep. I come back for the strength that I need. Hope comes no matter how far down I sink. The roots of my raising run deep. I pulled into the driveway. And Lord, it sure was good to be there. Through the open door, I could see my dad asleep in his favorite chair. And in his hand, he held a picture of my mom. And I remembered how close they were. So I just turned away. I didn't want to wake him and spoil his dreams of her. Christian mom who had the strength for life the way she did. Then to pull off that old apron and do the Charleston for us kids. Dad, a quiet man whose gentle voice was seldom heard, who could borrow money at the bank simply on his word. The roots of my raising run deep. I come back for the strength that I need. And hope comes no matter how far down I sink. The roots of my raising run deep. The roots of my raising run deep. The roots of my raising run deep. Now there are some of those of you in here today that have roots right here in Ryderwood, the town that is most special to most of us. This is my version. A town was made a distant time. in Ryderwood. Now winter is forbidden till December, and exits March the 2nd as it should. By order, summer lingers till September here in Ryderwood. Ryderwood, Ryderwood. I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but in Ryderwood, Ryderwood, that's how conditions are. The deer will eat your plants while you are watching. Raccoons and skunks in town, now that's not good. But in short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happily ever aftering than here in Ryderwood.
And I suppose the autumn leaves fall in neat little piles.
Oh, no, no, my dear. But they blow away completely at night, of course.
Of course.
In Ryderwood, Ryderwood, I know it gives a person pause. But here in Ryderwood, Ryderwood, those are the legal laws. Well, the little snow falls so gently on the hillside. Coyotes making music in the woods. In short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happily ever aftering than here in Ryderwood. Welcome to Ryderwood. Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. Jean Cornell had been shopping all day, and when she came home, Ben asked her, "How'd it go? Did you have a good day shopping?" And she said, "Well, yeah, but there's something wrong with the car." He said, "What's wrong with it?" And she said, "There's water in the engine." He said, "Oh, I better go look at the car. Where did you leave it?" And she said, "In the lake." Jean will be singing "This Is Your Gift."
I missed. I promise I won't put the car in the lake, honey. If a star can be a sign that the light is breaking through, and the child in your arms makes the whole world seem brand new, we can embrace all the grace we've been given, stand in the light of the wonder we live in. This is your gift, this brand new day. Take it to heart, take it on faith. Open your eyes, don't be afraid to learn how to live. This is your gift, this brand new day. This is your gift. When it's hard to say a prayer, when you're overcome by fears, and you see each day through 1,000 fallen tears, hope takes your hand and it picks up the pieces. Love comes to life and you live and believe it. This is your gift, this brand new day. Take it to heart, take it on faith. Open your eyes, don't be afraid to learn how to live, for this is your gift, this brand new day. This is your gift. This is your new beginning. This is where you start. You take what God has given and you live it with your heart. For this is your gift, this brand new day. Take it to heart, take it on faith. Open your eyes, don't be afraid to learn how to live, for this is your gift, this brand new day. This is your gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. David Kimball, somebody told me, was taking an evening course. He took a class in psychology. And the teacher asked a really odd question. She said, I want all of you who think you're stupid to stand up. Well, everybody looked around at everybody else in the class, and nobody was standing. And finally, David stood up. And the teacher said, oh, David, so you think you're stupid? He said, no, I sure don't. And she said, well, then why are you standing? He said, I hated to see you standing here all by yourself. David Kimball, The Lord in My Soul.
Okay, this is a song that I wrote. It's actually a true song that happened to me. Hope you like it. My life changed around me. I couldn't be what I used to be. No more living by lies in the sword. Now I'm living by the word of the Lord. Life don't seem like dust. It feels like gone. Pain of despair, finally gone. Now we know what love can teach us. Be the presence and hand of Jesus. As the choir sings a heavenly song, I'm in a place I finally belong. Everybody smiles and closes their eyes. Felt your Lord from beyond the sky. Now I felt God hold me and say it's gonna be okay. He took me from sadness to a beautiful day. I don't know what happened, you know. I can't exactly say. Now I feel you are my soul. He took me from sadness in a dark and scary hole. Feel love and hope, and I began to cry. I'm no longer that lost and lonely guy. Hallelujah. Get that fuzzy feeling inside as the choir sings with the Lord as their guide. Everybody smiles and joyfully sing. We all know what God's love can bring. Now I feel you, Jesus, and I finally know. He took me from sadness to a life with the glow. Now I know what love can teach us. Feel the presence and hand of Jesus. Hallelujah. I feel the Lord in my soul. He took me from sadness and a dark and scary hole. Feel love and hope, and I began to cry. I'm no longer that lost and lonely guy. I feel the Lord in my soul. He took me from sadness and a dark and scary hole. Feel love and hope, and I began to cry. I'm no longer that lost and lonely guy. I'm no longer that lost and lonely guy. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Well, Gary Cole and David Kimball went camping. And they went way out where there was nothing. They were really roughing it. They cooked over an open fire and pitched their tent. And when it came time to go to bed that night, they crawled into their sleeping bag as they realized they were not alone. The tent was full of mosquitoes. And they kept going like this to try to get rid of them. And they kept slapping themselves, trying to kill them all. And they even both put their heads clear down into the sleeping bag and thought maybe they'd get rid of them that way, but it was too hot. And, well, mosquitoes went into the sleeping bag with them, so that didn't work. So finally, Gary said, "Tell you what, David, every one of the mosquitoes is trapped here in this tent. Let's go outside and get some sleep." Gary Cole, accompanied by David Kimball, long time I've traveled.
Well, I've got a big surprise for you because on the schedule it says that I'm Gary Cole, the yodeler. I'm not going to yodel. Long time I traveled down a long, lonely road. My heart was so heavy in sin it sank low. Then I heard about Jesus. What a glorious hour. I'm so glad that I found out that He would bring me out. It's His saving power. Thank God I am free, free, blind man that God gave back his sight. Like a poor wretched beggar that found fortune and fame. I'm so glad that I found out that he would bring me out in faith in his name. Thank God I am free, free, free from this world of sin. Been washed in the blood of Jesus, oh yeah, and born again. Hallelujah, I'm saved, saved, saved by his wonderful grace. I'm so glad that I found out that he would bring me out and show me the way every day. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Well, a few years ago, Bob Webster was on a very strict diet. He wasn't allowed to eat hardly anything, and he just felt like he was hungry all the time. And it was at that time that Carol got a job. She was working at a restaurant. Well, when she came home from work, no, I'm not going to tell you the story. I'll let Don and Marlene Zifka tell you what happened when she came home from work.
Wow, such a nice hug. Did you really miss me that much this morning?
I tell you what, you smelled so much like pancakes, I couldn't let you go.
Not a sound from the pavement. The moon lost her memory. Is she smiling alone in the twilight? The withered leaves fall past at my feet, and the wind begins to moan. Memory is alone in the shadow. I can smile at the old days. They was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. Every time seemed to fatalistic morning. One mutters and a street lamp gutters, and soon it will be morning. mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin. Burnt out ends of smoky days, stale old soil of morning. The street lamp dies, another night is over, another is dawning. Touch me, it's so easy to leave me all alone in the memory of my days in the sun. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new day has begun.
Thank you, Carol and Paul. It was April Van Dyke's birthday, and Paul wanted to get her something really special. So he went around to several stores and looked at several things, and one thing that he liked quite a bit was a music box that played I Love You Truly. But he didn't get it, and that night he kept thinking about what he wanted to get, and he decided that was the gift he wanted to give her. So he went back next morning, and he just pointed in the showcase to where that music box was and said, I want that. So they wrapped it up, and he took it home, and he was devastated when he realized they had rearranged the showcase during the night. And instead of I Love You Truly, she heard, the old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be.
Now you're telling
Paul,
all my secrets.
Paul, I'm not sure what the name of the song is you're going to play, Paul.
Well, I wasn't sure I should play the old gray mare. No, actually, what I wanted to do is share an experience with you that I had. Sunday afternoons, especially fall Sunday afternoons like this, remind me of a job I had when I was in college. The term had just started, and I had the job at the college radio station. It was 1968. This was before the advent of digital audio. This was with the big tapes and records and stuff. The college radio station was on the 4th floor of the administration building on the west side. And this was in eastern Washington, and there was no air conditioning in that building. And sometimes the studio, which, by the way, also housed the transmitter, which gave off a lot of heat, 25 kilowatts of FM, it got pretty warm in there. In fact, sometimes so the records would even warp when they were on the turntable. I'm not making that up. I had the window open. Now, this was a Seventh-day Adventist college radio station, and therefore you didn't come on the air and say, hi there, everybody. Well, this is a good time, a good afternoon. The sun is shining, and it's 58 degrees. And, you didn't do that. It was, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to hear the King's Herald Quartet and whatever else. Had to be very formal. There was a carillon in the courtyard that rang every hour on the hour. And it would interfere greatly with the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock station ID unless you closed the window. I was not about to do that. So, I'm going to have to clean this one up just a little. But you'll get the idea. There was a program that came on at 5 o'clock called The Voice of Prophecy. And The Voice of Prophecy, for those of you who haven't heard it, the big come on with it, big trumpet things, going on, and a very important announcer saying, "The voice of prophecy, a voice crying in the wilderness," dramatic pause, "prepare ye the way of the Lord." It was 5 o'clock, the chime tower went off, and it was actually coming over the air louder than my voice, and I said, "This is KGTS in Walla Walla, where Walla Walla College chime tower time is 5 o'clock. Reached over and hit the button. The tape started rolling. Now, those of you who've ever been in a radio station before know what happened just then. I did the announcement, turned on the tape. You notice I didn't say, turned off the mic first? This could have only happened in a Mel Brooks movie. I swear this really happened, and the timing was just too perfect. The program director came in just as I started the program, and he was furious. I could have left it at, "This is KGTS in Walla Walla, where the time is 5 p.m. No, none of this. "Walla Walla College chime tower time," none of that. So what the audience heard was the voice of prophecy, a voice crying in the wilderness. Program director, "Van Dyke, what the hell is this time tower time crap?" And that was how I lost my first job in radio.
Sally Jean DeBry is going to, in a minute, sing "My Coat of Many Colors." But there was a time when, she's been on our board for some time and been the treasurer, and there was a time a few years ago, I think some of you might remember, when we were really trying to raise some funds, and we even had, what do you call it out there, with a thermometer going up when the money came in. And she was very concerned about getting enough money to finish the project that we were working on. Well, John and Marlene Maylene will tell you about the conversation that she had at home with Terry about that project.
Hey, Terry, I'm really concerned. There's not enough funds coming in for the latest RISA project that's going on. I think that we should give another $300. What do you think?
$300. I think we could do that, but it's whatever you decide.
Well, tomorrow at the town meeting, I'm going to make a plea for funds. And I thought that I would tell everyone that we're giving another $300 and that anybody who wants to match that could stand, and that way we would put pressure on some people, and maybe we'd make enough money to fund the project.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I would like you to play the piano when I do that.
What is it you want me to play?
The Star Spangled Banner.
Test this. Howdy, I'm so proud to be here.
As most of you know, I spent my growing up years in Ryderwood from 42 to 52. And when logging quit and Longview sent the families elsewhere to work, my family went to Myrtle Creek, Oregon. My mother was a great seamstress, and there was 4 girls and 3 boys in our family. And when she went to Myrtle Creek, she started making coats and learning how to sew, and she made my coat of many colors that I'm so proud of. She made 4 of us girls in the family and 3 other girls, so she made 7 of them for the girls in the family. So they're pretty special. And this song came out with Dolly Parton. It was in the 80s, I believe, when Mom made our coats. And when Dolly Parton came out with this song, it just kind of says my history. And I went away for 52 and came back in 98, 99, and moved back to Ryderwood. And I bought the house we grew up in. So 7 kids and Mom and Dad. And here we are today, no better place on earth to be. I have a sister Faye here, and we just love it here. We grew up here as girls. There you are. Okay. Here we go. We're going to try it. I slowed it down. I just turned it up instead of down. Back through the years, I go wandering once again. Back to the seasons of my youth. Catch up with me in a minute. Back to the seasons of my youth. I recall the box of rags that someone gave us, and how my mama put those rags to use. There were rags of many colors, and every piece was small, and I didn't have a coat. It was way down in the fall. Mama sewed the rags together, sewing every piece with love. She made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. As she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read about a coat of many colors Joseph wore, and then she said, I hope this coat will bring you good luck and happiness. And I couldn't wait to wear it. Mama blessed it with a kiss. My coat of many colors that my mama made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. And though we had no money, I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors my mama made for me. So with patches on my breeches and holes in both my shoes, in my coat of many colors, I hurried off to school just to find the others laughing and making fun of me in my coat of many colors my mama made for me. Oh, they didn't understand it, for I felt that I was rich in my coat of many colors. Mama's love in every I told them of the story Mama told me as she sewed, and how my coat of many colors was worth more than all their clothes. Oh, they didn't understand it, and I tried to make them see. One is only poor, only if they choose to be. And I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors my mama made for me, made just for me. Thank you.
And thank you, Sally Jean. Well, for this final act, I came down here because we're going to be filling the stage with water. And I don't want to get my feet wet. You've recently enjoyed the Olympic Games that inspired our team to get ready for the next games. Can't you just hear that beautiful Olympic music? The history of synchronized swimming as an Olympic sport is fairly short, but it has seen quite dramatic changes over the course of its tenure. Equal parts competition and artistry, the costumes and pageantry combined with athletic prowess and utter grace, the sport was popularized in performances in glass tanks. Our illustrious team has undergone rigorous training. It disrupted golfing schedules, lawn mowing, and coffee stops. So here they are, performing for your pleasure. I'm not sure if they are ready yet, but when they are, you are privileged to see the debut of the Ryderwood Ripples. a swimmer on the front, and the back says Ryderwood Ripples 2012. We're going to present it to their coach for all of them. And you couldn't see the two that were holding back the water, who are a very important part of the team. There's the Ryderwood Ripples, our best kept secret in town. That ends the program. We want you to know that the restrooms in the cafe are open for a short time. You're welcome to come into the dining room and have some refreshments. If you're sitting on the chairs that belong in the dining room, take your chair with you because we've got most of them in here. Thanks a lot for coming.